Trinidad Scorpion Moruga seedlings. These were purchased, the seeds rather, were purchased online. Uh, I bought 4 packs of 25 each. I think they were like $5 a piece. And 2 of the packs never did anything. And then the other 2 packs is where I got my seeds from. So I don't know if maybe I got some old seeds. He was getting rid of them or something. But I was going to recommend him, but since I didn't get anything from the 2 packs, no. But I'm not going to badmouth him either because, things happen. It could have been my error. I don't know. There's no telling. I had a large peat moss tray as well I used. As you can see, some of them are still in their little peat moss pots. Because once I finalized what I was going to keep, I just went ahead and put them all inside of these little cells so that I could put them inside this tote. And they'd all be organized in one area. I try to keep them, the temperature, as you can maybe see here, like 78, 80 degrees, which is what that soil there is. So I guess everybody else has the same soil. If you'll notice, some of them they came up a little deformed, a little small. And I'm not gonna pull them up. I'm gonna see what they do. I mean, they're slow growers. From what I understand, normally you would just not waste your time with them and concentrate more on these guys here. But I have the room, so I'm gonna give them a chance. There's a nice one there. Soil I use is just like, one part peat moss, 1 part vermiculite, 1 part compost. And I'll show you my mix here in a minute. I also have some jalapenos that I got seed from my last year's stuff because I was really impressed with them. They just tons of fruit. And I'll thin those out in about a month and throw those back out in the garden too. I think the Scoville on these guys, I don't know what these are going to be, but the Trinidad Scorpion I think is 1.5 million and better, depending on the actual strain of the plant that you have. I don't know what these are, except for that they're red. That's all I know. Or at least that's what the online deal said. It showed the picture of the actual fruit. And so these were planted on December 2nd, 2013. It is now 2014, the 2nd of January. They're 30 days old. So I guess they're on track for what size they should be. From what I understand, they take a long time to grow. And so you may not see any pods for 6 months. But I'm willing to wait. The size pot they're going to go into next is going to be this guy right here, which is like a 6-inch, I guess. But once they get to where they're competing with leaves, their leaves are rather competing with each other, that's when I'll go ahead and They can transplant them and find a different area, and maybe even go to, if they don't go outside by then go 2 4 foot fluorescents, and then just grow them for another month, just to be absolutely 100% sure that there will not be another frost. Too much work to be losing them over some cold weather. I also have a heating pad, just a standard heating pad, which is I put underneath it. You see the cord there, but it's just partially, underneath the tote. But it's just on low. I found that was plenty enough to get the heat that I needed. I did have to kind of fine tune it. I started on high, but I was afraid I would heat them up too much. But it looks like it's staying right at about 78 degrees. Like nice summertime weather. I want to show you something else. I have I had a large habanero that I got probably over 1,000 pods off of this one plant, and I've winterized it. So I basically just pruned it back, and this particular plant is 4 years old. So this is the fourth summer that I've had to do this, and I just prune it back and to a stalk, and I'll show you what I did, how drastic I did it. Also some jalapenos. So give me 1 second. I'm going to show you first, all the soil and from the peat moss things that over 100 seeds, and some of them still haven't really done anything. I don't like these, to tell you the truth. It's just a waste, man. Just use soil. You see here, I dumped them out where I didn't get anything, but that's sort of my mix that I'm using. You can see here better. It's basically peat moss, vermiculite, and some compost. It's a nice fluffy mix. I mean, it is what it is, right? It's not rocket science. Oh, I got some here that looks like they came up anyway. That would be jalapeno. Yeah, that's jalapenos. But I got plenty of those. I don't need any of those. So let me show you my jalapenos. This is what I did. I basically just trimmed them on back, took all the leaves off of them. This was in a much larger planter, and I just shook all the dirt off all the roots, and I put them all in one planter just to store them for the winter. You can see some of the leaves. That's what they are. It's just a jalapeno. I was real impressed. They did real good, and so you can see how basically it's not damp at all. It's just kind of medium, and they're good. They'll be good for months in there. Don't let them totally dry up, but don't saturate them either. Just let them go dormant. And then what'll happen is some of the ends will break off. It'll come back to about right here or something. You'll see the new growth when they come back out, when you put them in the sun. Alright, so let me show you my habanero that is 4 years old. And I put a piece of plastic on it but I'll show it to you. But I cut it back usually a little further. You can see it's still green. It's nice, and this totally thing will just shoot out everywhere, all over it. I'll have to stake it up, you know, for it to as much branches it'll have on it. Unbelievable. But this is what you do, man. 4 years old, and it's been raining over here, so I'm gonna let things kind of dry up a little bit, and I'll find a spot in the garage, and I'll probably, stake it up or something, whatever. But I'm letting it just hang loose, do its thing. 4 years old, habanero. From what I understand, you can actually, they'll live for 20 years, 20 plus years, as long as you take care of it. I think, no, I don't think, I know for sure that the larger the pot you have, the larger the plant that you will have. It is a fact. This guy requires a large thing, a large pot. I've had ones that were in smaller pots and they never got nowhere big as this guy. And he's pretty much working with the same soil, as this. Good stuff. Just take a little time and get some good. Make your own soil, man. Every year I freshen everybody's soil up. Okay, so in 2 weeks we're gonna. I'll update you on the Trinidad Scorpion Moruga. Thanks for watching.